Welcome to Books and Besties, the virtual book fair. Share this link with others and get ready for something awesome. Books and Besties, the virtual book fair.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings, everybody. It's me, the Queen Bee, Dr. Angie BEE, and I got Atlas the Wonder Dog in the studio with me today. He's already barking. So this is the day the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad about it. We are definitely glad about it. This is Books and Besties, the virtual book fair. And on this show, we strive to introduce you to a variety of authors, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and community leaders. And I don't take this effort for granted. It's an anointed podcast. It's an anointed conversation. It's an anointed effort where we want you to feel like these new folks that we're introducing you to are people that you can reach out to, people that you can grow to learn and ask questions. So if you have any questions today, you can send a text to 407 914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. Well, I don't do this show by myself. I have my bestie, author Avalon S. Brown, and as she comes on the show today, I just want you to know that she is a phenomenal woman, absolutely phenomenal. We have so many things in common that we like to bring to you, including books and well, I'll just let her tell you about them. Come on in, Avalon. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone out there?
I think I'm all right. As long as Atlas doesn't start barking, I think we'll
I
be.
heard him back there.
Yeah, just growling away. So, but he's a blessing to have in the studio.
Yes.
He lets me know if something's off with me, and I appreciate him. I really do. So,
That's nice.
Girl, I thought A Friday Night Secret was your last book for the year. I thought. And then I looked up and you got Still I Care, Nurses Rising After Bullying. Oh, man. Why did you decide to write this one, Avalon?
Because nurse bullying has become such a large topic now. And you have some nurses quitting not because the workload is stressful, but because their work environment with coworkers and managers are stressful. And, a lot of nurses feel that they've been bullied, whether they're new nurses coming in or seasoned nurses going to a new job. A lot of this is happening. So I decided, okay, let me get a couple of nurses and see if they're willing to tell their stories. Because I know some of my friends have gone through it as I have too. So it's like, let's see if we can put this in a book. And that's how that became to light.
You hear about bullying, but you associate it with hazing in college or bullying in high school or middle school. But on the job bullying, I guess I just never, I thought we had outgrown that,
No. And it's not just nursing, it's a lot of different professions that people are experiencing this.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And then I see Naeem in the basketball court.
Yes, that's
That
my
is a
eldest
handsome picture.
grandson. Yeah.
That's a handsome picture, I tell you. I really love your creativity, Avalon, between writing the stories and the book covers. I'm really excited for you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I be trying to see what, what would like really stand out for the grandkids, because each book is based on them and what they like.
Mm-hmm. 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 And then we got this one. That needle is not for me.
Mm, that's my granddaughter Brooklyn. She just absolutely hates to go to the doctor and get a vaccine or any kind of needle. She's gonna give the doctor a little fight before she takes it, and that's what this story. He has to convince her that she has to take this vaccine because she needs it for school.
Wow. Love it. I love it. I love it. And then it's that time of year again, cold and flu
Yeah.
season. Wow.
Yes, and that's what this book is a revised book from I think 2019, and that came about when about the same time as COVID came. And basically, a lot of times children get colds, and this particular grandchild just wants to know where the colds come from because, like, it's a year-round thing. I don't know if it's because she gets the flu shot or whatever. It's like for the whole year, she's got a runny nose. She's constantly having colds. So she wants to know why she keep getting this cold. So the book kind of shows different pictures of things that can help prevent kids from getting cold or might help them, such as, washing their hands and coughing in their arms and watching how they're around other children that have colds and eating behind each other, just
Mm.
different pictures to show them ideals of things that might help them prevent the colds.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I know that, it was a big thing for me to understand that a cold and an allergy is something different. Seemed like the symptoms
Yes.
were the same, coughing, sneezing, runny eye, stuff going on. But, I started paying attention to the calendar, and if I got a cold in the springtime, I just figured, "Okay, that must be an allergy."
Mhm. Yes.
And, yeah, so it takes a bit. It takes a bit of understanding.
Yes.
Mhm. And then I'm excited to introduce everybody to my Job experience. This
Yes.
anthology was inspired from the book of Job in the Bible. And so it is available on Amazon, but you can also get it from the authors. So this is Jim and Carrie Runyon, husband and wife team, who wrote a fabulous chapter in there about their COVID experience
Yes.
and how God brought them through it. It just COVID is always going to be on the tip of our tongue,
Tip of
you
our
know.
tongues. Yes.
Yeah, so I appreciate them for sharing that experience in this anthology. So you can contact us if you want to get a copy, and it's gift giving season. So if you want copies of any of our books, just contact
Yes.
us. Shout out to author Shantae Lennon. She is watching us and gave us a little heart. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Champagne.
Yep, we appreciate it. I want to tell you that this book cover right here was very impressive. I was like, wow, who is Curtis
Mhm.
Robinson? So tell us about this one.
This one, Curtis wrote this book. Well, he's gonna be our first guest. I don't want to give away too much of his book, but it's about his life and dealing with resilience. You know,
Mm,
um, what he went through, how he climbed the ladder up to being a manager at his job. So I'm going to let him tell most of it. But yes, this is a very inspiring, encouraging book for people who
good.
think they have to go to college in order to succeed.
Yeah. And that is a big deal. I have someone in my life who a young man who um chose not to go to college, even though everybody around him that had any common sense everybody around him was encouraging him to go. He chose not to. And now it's about 3 years later, and he's realizing that if he had gone, he would now be almost finished
Mm.
and feeling like he would have been so much further in his personal life. So I keep that young man in my prayers as he
Yes.
bounces from job to job and now trying to start a business. And it is always hard to watch our children, even though it takes a village to raise a child. It's difficult to watch our children struggle. And you just kind of want to come in and fix it for him. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it for him.
Yes.
And we don't always get the chance to do that. So I tell you, it can be something.
Yeah.
It can be something. All right, we're going to take a quick break and run some of these promotions that we have, because we're looking for people to be in books that we're still working on. So I'm going to play these couple videos and we'll be right back with Avalon and leading up to our first guest here on Books and Besties. Don't go anywhere. I've had wives and I've had friends, an anthology for women written by the men we are trying to love. Gentlemen, you are cordially invited to become an author by sharing your thoughts and experiences in our anthology. Tell us about your love for sports. Tell us about your love for grooming. Tell us about your love for gaming. Tell us what you want us to know. Submit your bio, headshot, and your story, along with the submission fee of $250. Send it to author Avalon Brown 165 at yahoo.com, or you may send your info to Angie BEE Presents at gmail.com. An anthology for women written by the men we are trying to love. I've had wives and I've had friends. Brought to you by author Avalon S. Brown and me, the Queen Bee, Dr. Angie BEE. Every woman has a room. Every story builds the house. Rooms inside her, an anthology. Rooms Inside Her will be a powerful anthology that explores the deeply personal, yet universally relatable stories of women from all walks of life. Purpose and impact is to celebrate the diverse voices of women and their experiences, regardless of background. Create a community of shared experiences, sparking conversations around identity, womanhood, healing, and triumph. Submission deadline is August 15th, 2025. Submission fee is $250. Send an email to sisterbatten@gmail.com, sisterbatten @gmail.com. Rooms Inside Her. I am thrilled to introduce these two book projects to you. The I've Had Wives and I've Had Friends. We're looking for men to share their stories in that project. And Rooms Inside Her, we're looking for women to to share their information. And so if you ever thought you may want to write a book, don't worry. You don't have to write the entire book, just a chapter or two if you'd like. But we really want to have something that comes from your heart, something that comes from your heart. I've Had Wives and I've Had Friends was inspired by a friend of mine, and we're excited to be inspired by what he has sent. All right, before our guests arrive, we do have the necessity of editing. We try to air this for you once a month so that you can realize that, okay, you've written your book, but you need to have the editing. And this little video will tell you how and why. So This is the necessity of editing right here on Books and Besties.
The necessity of editing. Hello, my name is Sonia, and I am a professional content editor. The difference between a proofreader and a content editor, as I have just recently learned, is care. A proofreader, though still respecting the boundaries of punctuation, which are very important, often will not clean up the statements that you have looped together and presented as a periodical. A content editor will read, proofread, punctuate, and clean up your content as necessary. Both are crucial, especially if you are nervous about your English skills. Today, I would like to talk to you a little bit about the necessity of editing. I am the type of person that catches the error before seeing the content. One of my biggest gripes is seeing an error on an obituary. What? Oh my goodness, these are the last words that anyone will ever read about you. Even in grief, spell check still works. I encourage you, write your own final words if you believe that your loved ones will leave grammatical and spelling errors unchecked, but I digress. In this time of artificial intelligence, I have found that our God-given intelligence has disappeared. Grammarly, ChatGPT, and those electronic assistants are convenient as a starter. Kind of like a recipe for a dish. However, just like a good cook goes back and ensures they have included everything and even enhances that recipe, a great author still needs to go back over their work and finalize before completion. If you do not want to do that, I implore you to hire someone that will. A fresh eye makes a world of difference. The written word often shapes a picture of the author by the reader. When synonyms are used interchangeably, adverbs are tossed about incorrectly, and punctuation is just doing its own thing, an avid reader will lose interest in the plot and grow tired of making corrections in their head. Some authors happily pay a photographer or even an artist twice as much as the book is being sold for, just to ensure that their headshot catches the eye of the reader. However, their lack of having a second eye proofread and edit their liturgical baby leaves the reader of your masterpiece distracted and missing the point of the story. I will never forget mourning a grandparent. These arrangements of hers were taken over by a distant relative who was believed to be capable of handling this huge responsibility of presenting this decades-old life in a single 5x7 page. The misspellings of names, cities, and even occupations brought new tears to my eyes. Not only were some of these facts able to be easily researched, but the lack of care and concern before this final complimentary life story went to print was appalling. The necessity of editing is clear. I equate reading a book to watching a movie. However, you're able to place it on hold with a bookmark versus a streaming remote. Unlike a movie, the pause is controlled by your reader, not by the electronic device that allots you a full 3 minutes to pause your television stream, then return to the last spot that you were watching. A reader has the opportunity to turn the page or close the chapter, both literally and figuratively. No one wants to wade through a run-on yap session on a paper that left a dangling participle leading into a paragraph that begins, "The nectar day." What? Whose nectar? What day? Just like that, you've lost the attention of your reader. Sure, they may come back only to run into a new scenario that begins with two people speaking without proper identification, properly identified punctuation, and then this turns your reader's moment in time mental escape into a deep pondering chore, i.e., work. The AI assistants care nothing about punctuation. Their job is to lay out their opinion of what you'd like to hear and read, and your plight is to build on it while an editor's delight is to clean it up for the reader. The joy of a content editor is to take your raw thoughts, words, and emotion from babble to brilliance, from wondering to wonderful, from an unfinished read to a page-turning pleasure. Friends and family are excited that you have decided to delve into this new chapter, pun intended, of your life. So criticism about your incorrect usage of your versus your won't be shared with you. However, your audiobook narrator will find themselves starting over and over again, potentially losing that new reader joy that's expressed in their voice. It's gone, and so is the listening. In conclusion, nurture your book as one would anything born from their loins. Create, spell check, give it to your hired content editor. The passing of your book from your eyes to proofer eyes will correct your missings and enhance your musings. I personally care enough to make you sound your very best. I am Sonia B, and I approve this message.
Yep, Sonia B has approved this message. I tell you what, I love airing that video because you're listening to her and you're also reading the closed captions. Now, some of you that are really on top of your game, not like me, but some of you that may really be on top of your game will realize that in some cases the closed caption did not match, or it was not necessarily a misspelled word, but the word that was said was not the word that was printed. And so we have to realize that chat GPT and the other AI assistants, they don't always get it right. So don't rely on them completely. You still want to have a person that can that can get your information out there and get it correctly. Okay, Avalon, come on back in the studio. I appreciate you for being here. And our first guest has arrived. Mr. Curtis has arrived. And I don't know why he's frowning. Maybe he cold in the weather or something. There you go, Curtis.
Oh
I
no,
see a smile on your
they had
I
an
see.
emergency at my job. I had to go to work real quick. I'm just leaving
Oh,
out. I'm like
I'm
running
glad
late.
you're
Yeah,
leaving. Glad you're
yeah.
leaving. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Hold on for 1 second. I got something going on here. Hold
Okay,
on.
just wave at us when you're ready to come back in. And in the meantime, Avalon, would you like to tell us a little bit about Brother Curtis?
Yes, Curtis Robinson is from East Orange, New Jersey. He's a debut author. He shares his powerful personal journey in The Measure of a Man, Rising Through Resilience, a story that reflects the same strength and determination he brings to his professional life. He has also been a co-author in 2 anthologies. He's guided by his favorite quote: when you do what you enjoy in life, the work is not hard. Curtis continues to embrace growth, purpose, and new opportunities. He spent 25 years in acute care. He served as an OR tech, CNA, and housekeeping before becoming an implant manager. His expertise in surgical workflow, and seamless collaboration with the surgeons, the nurses, and medical suppliers have made him an invaluable asset to the surgical department in the hospital. Is dedicated to patient safety and outstanding surgical outcomes. Curtis maintains high standards of efficiency, organization, and care.
Wow. The measure of a man. All right, Curtis, we got you now. The measure of a man. Tell us why you wrote this book, Curtis.
All right. Well, before I start about the book, let tell about my story, how it all came about, and then it'll go into probably why I wrote the book.
Okay.
Let's see. I grew up with a no father, just my mother, single mother, and so I was like the man of the house until I had, my stepfather had two, my mother had two little ended up with two little sisters. So, my family, diabetes running my family. So, I was always worried about my mother being the man of the house. So I went to did some college. I went to Bloomfield College, then I went out in Ohio and tried to go to school out there and everything. But, I got real like just worried about my mother being home with two girls by themselves and everything. So, I never really got to finish school. I came back here to Jersey where, I had to work. My mother was everything. And I'll elaborate on that a little bit, but I know some people that lose their mother and they fall off the earth. So I was like probably one of them people that thought, I used to have a saying, my mother go, you might as well dig two graves. Anyway, I came home and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't really know if I wanted to go to college. I was in college and everything, but I knew I had to do something. So that's what got me in school. But I didn't finish, and then my aunt was a supervisor in housekeeping at University Hospital, and she passed my application over. They called me, and back then it was like a recession going on, so it was like jobs was real hard, like hard. So I took that job, and like within 6 months, you got to go through probation for 6 months, but the nursing department liked me already because the way I, worked with them and everything, and I was picking up stuff fast, so they sent me to school to be a nursing assistant. And then after that, I did some classes, and it was a big layoff. Became an OR tech, and I was working at Columbus Hospital in Newark. But I still kept, worked at University per diem. Then I came back to University Hospital as an OR tech, and then from there I moved on into orthopedics, and then to where I'm at now. Now, about why I wrote the book and everything is because I had a lot of tragedy in life that well, let me explain it. My mom's passed, my in the house. Suddenly, my mother died on Easter Sunday. She was making Easter baskets for my nephews and nieces the night before. She died on Easter Sunday, 2 days after my birthday. And then that was sudden. She died in the house, so it wasn't like nobody was suspecting it. And I really didn't have time to grieve. I just worked and worked. And then my sister passed away like maybe 10 years later. And my sister was she was the middle child, right? So I had a younger sister, my sister that passed, and me. Now, when my mom's passed, my sister was like an extension of my mother. You would think she was like my big sister. We was really close. And she died in a house of diabetes. Suddenly, it was like almost deja vu. I get a call, I feel something wrong, and she passed away. And then fast forward to a couple of years ago. It Now this is real hard to me, and when I tell you, I probably mentioned how my daughter passed probably about 4 times out my mouth. People found out word of mouth, but I'm gonna say it here. My daughter committed suicide.
Mm-mm.
So my daughter, mental health is real important. I learned that in life. Like my daughter, she had everything you could want. She was about to graduate from college. She was a couple of months from graduation when she passed away. And that's all was my dream, was to watch her um graduate. But let me say one thing too. So I didn't finish my life because I had to come back to Jersey and I was worried about my mother, right?
Mm.
So this job I had to finish. You know, I hate not to finish nothing. I didn't finish and get a degree, but I said, "Why darn it, I'm gonna finish this job and retire and do something." So my daughter lived in North Carolina and I lived out here. Now I could have quit my job and moved to North Carolina and everything, but I would, at my age, I was ought to be starting life all over again. And my
Mm.
plan was to graduate. I mean, retire from my job, move out there, buy a house wherever my daughter was at, and just watch her grow up. That was always my plan. And then my daughter committed suicide. Um, when that was sudden, I mean, we sent her to counseling, you know, sent her to a hospital a couple of times where she stayed a couple of days there and everything, but she just had problems, you know, as far as that we never really was able to put our finger on it because she had everything you could ever want. But again, she was the only child out there and she wasn't making friends and a lot of things bothered her. Her mother got married and her mother was close because she's the only child, so that bothered her and everything. So fast forward, not fast forward. When my daughter passed, it tore me up.
Mm.
So, I had to still finish this job. So my whole life was revolved around finishing this job and living anywhere with my daughter. I was going to move to North Carolina. So now my daughter passed, and I still got to figure this out. I still want to finish because I know my mom, my sister, and my mother, daughter's looking down at me. So that's what's motivating me to complete this. Now, why I wrote this book is because um I have a double-edged sword, I call it, where I didn't finish school and get an education, but I wanted to write something and tell people how valuable education is, and at least you
Yeah.
got to at least get a GED, high school
Yeah.
diploma. You have to get
Mhm.
that. You know, having no
Mm.
college degree. I mean, these days you can find something, but anything to push you back is something they'll do. So I really value education, so that I wanted to put that in the book, and I wanted to put how people navigate through things, and that's why my saying in the book is keep the main thing, because that's what I always said to myself from day one is you know, don't go astray. You know, I was in bad relationships that set you back and stuff like that. So I just wanted to write something to young people to let them know, and anybody older too. It's like just keep the main thing. And what I found out in life is if you do what you enjoy, I don't care if it's making hot dogs. If you enjoy making hot dogs and you put your mind to it, you'll be successful in being owning a hot dog place or being the most successful hot dog person. That's one thing I
Amen.
learned. Yeah,
Yes.
just find out what you like to do, and I guarantee you, if you find out what you like to do and focus on that, the money. Don't look for the money at first. I'm just. That's one thing I got in my book. The money gonna come though. If you enjoy doing something, that means you're gonna like doing it, and you're gonna keep at it, and you're gonna get better at it, and then you'll be successful.
Just don't chase the money. Just don't chase
Yeah,
Right.
the money. I got.
you can't chase the money. You can't chase
Yeah.
the money, and you got to do things you like to do. Don't go be a lawyer and you don't really interested in being a lawyer. You might complete it, but you're not going to probably be the best at it because that's something you ain't want to do. The
Yeah.
key to being successful is finding out what you like to do and focusing on it. So
You
I
right
put a
now.
little bit of that in my book and everything. I put a little bit about because my daughter probably peer pressure and everything what got to her and stuff like that. And when I was growing up, it wasn't as bad as it was now. Probably it was, but
Mm-hmm.
they just call it cracking jokes and stuff now. But now you got social media and everything, so somebody say something about somebody, it's probably all around the school or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I tell people to just focus on what you gotta do. Keep the main thing, and um and the little thing I put in the book too is kids got a chance though, because most of the schools now got school uniforms, and I like that personally, because I think that puts everybody on that even playing field. You ain't worried about, because
Right.
I knew kids that cut class and they didn't even fail classes because they ain't like what they was wearing. They didn't want to come to class. So
Wow.
now with these school uniforms, only thing you bringing
Yes.
is your brain.
Yeah,
And I think,
that's
and
right.
I just want kids to read that and focus on that. And, they got a head start. Just bring your mind to class and everything. And that's why I got in the book, you got successful people that go through that and don't worry about what people think, and fight through that. They end up probably being CEOs and everything. And then you
Right.
got the people that went to school to be athletes. Like I play sports and everything, but that learns you discipline and everything, and just
Right.
focusing on what you're doing and everything. And
Br-
that
Brother Curtis,
I put a lot of that in the book.
Let me
I'm sorry,
interrupt
I'm
you for a
talking.
minute. No, you're good. You're good. I want people to have your contact information so they can get your book. So is there a website or an email that I
Well,
can put up on the screen?
the book is on Amazon, but
Mhm.
my Instagram is Kurt Wonder, CURTO Wonder. It's on Instagram, and I got the
C
book posted on there and stuff like that. That's the only
CURT
social media I got, is that and Facebook.
CURT Wonder.
Yeah, Kurt Wonder. That's my Instagram.
Okay, I got you. And your last name is spelled
Uh,
RO.
my the Instagram is Kurt Wonder, CURTWONDER, and
Okay.
my full name is Curtis Robinson.
Okay, I think I got you up on the screen. I think I got you. Okay, we're gonna put you backstage for just a little bit because Marshall G. Short has arrived. Don't want you to go, but I want you to meet Marshall. So
Okay.
thank you so much for sharing. I got to get a copy. The Measure of a Man, Rising Through
Yeah.
Resilience. I love the book cover. I love everything that you told us about the book. And I think it'll be a great holiday gift for a man in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, I tell you, Brother Curtis
Yeah.
been through it and he's still here. Brother Curtis been through it.
Resilience. Yes.
Man, I tell you, I tell you. Oh,
Stuff
he's
like
showing it.
that. Yeah.
Oh, show it,
Yeah,
show
that's
it
why
to
I
us
said.
again.
Yeah, that's why I said going through perseverance and being resilient and everything. That's why it's in this book. You know.
Mm. I tell you, my condolences for your losses as well. I know holiday seasons can kind of bring a plethora of
Oh yeah,
feelings back.
yeah, very tough, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, God
yeah.
got me.
Absolutely,
Yes. Yep.
absolutely. So
Yep.
glad to hear that. So glad. Joanne B. Lewis says to you, congratulations, Brother Curtis. Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
I'm glad that you have your first book. I'm glad, and many
Mm-hmm.
more coming.
Yes.
Many more.
More to come.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can you tell us a little bit about Marshall G. Short? And Marshall, I want you to take your camera and pull it down a little bit so we can. There you go. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Okay, tell us about Marshall.
Okay, Marshall has spent her life helping people thrive. She spent 30 years in the urban high school business technology and special education, teaching for Cincinnati public schools, and more than 40 years as the owner of MG Short Income Tax Service, a Dave Ramsey certified financial peace university coordinator, and a financial coach. She has guided hundreds of families toward becoming debt free and is widely known as a budgeting expert. Along with her husband of 50 years, Howard, she has also supported countless families through the end of life care and estate planning. Now retired in Florida, she draws on her expertise as a teacher, a coach, and a minister's wife to help readers organize their documents and confidentials to begin the estate planning journey. Markel has also written this book, From the Heart of a Teacher, to provide her guidance as you navigate the process of estate planning, particularly organizing your documents as you begin the estate process.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Welcome to
Yes.
Books and Besties,
Meet
Sister
you.
Short.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Good to meet you all. See you all up close and personal.
Yes.
It's good to see you, my dear. It is. It is. God bless you. What do you have around your neck?
Oh, you know what? I got a little merchandise. Where there's a will, there's a way.
How cute.
Yes.
Got the necklace. Got my book on the necklace.
That is adorable. I've never seen that. That is adorable. Oh my goodness. My goodness. I appreciate what Avalon said in your opening, that you wrote this from the heart of an educator. Tell us why this topic is so important to you to introduce to others.
Well, that's a copy of the book. Where there's a will, there's a way. Estate planning made easy. I had the but like I said, my husband and I, we have worked with families for many years. He was not the pastor, but he was an associate minister. And we would go to families' homes after someone had passed away, a loved one. And we'd sit at the dining room table as they go through piles and piles or boxes looking for an insurance policy. So I've experienced this over and over again. My husband has a very large family. We do the same thing with his family. He just knew when his father passed that his sister was going to get the house. Come to find out, there's no life insurance and there's nothing set up for her to get the house. So they have to come together to collect money from family members. There was just one young man who had enough money, he was a stepson who was able to bury his father. So countless times and times again, we run into that, where at the church I used to go to back in Cincinnati, when I was a teenager and in college, they would just collect an offering. So our bishop, our pastor, had a relationship with the funeral director. So he could make a deal, to bury his members for a certain amount. So whatever the audience could gather, the members could gather. And so I've seen it over and over again where people are not prepared. So I wrote the book. I had Black and brown people in mind, because that's the community that I work with the most, where we are the ones who say, all I have to leave my family is debt, when really we can be preparing along the way. So that's the one thing that I always kept in the back of my mind when I started. The book came to mind. But working, my grandmother passed, and so she was just a day worker. She worked in the white people's home, took care of their home, cleaned their homes. She did not have a lot. And so what I realized for her, she had a big old green Foot Locker. That's where she kept her money. That's where she kept her insurance policy, our information. So no matter what size the estate is, it still has to be settled. So she had a small estate. But from her estate, she had enough money to bury herself, and the little money she had been saving had left over. After I took care of her bills, closed down her apartment, I was able to write a check for my mother and my uncle. They split whatever was left. They were able to split it in half. So it wasn't a lot, but there was something. And so the point with that is, no matter what size your estate is, something still has to be settled. And then my father had a larger estate than my grandmother, with a bank account. And so after doing that, well, this is what really happened. In 2012, my father says, "Come in, Marshall, I want you to write this down." And so I sat down with my laptop and I started writing down. He said, "This is, my father already had a will and a trust. So we know that that's in the bottom drawer. This is just information he gave me that I needed to know: who his banker was, the insurances, house insurance, car insurance, life insurance, who his broker was, we have a friend, Preston Charles in Cincinnati, who has a funeral home. He says you can call Preston Charles and then you can bury me here. He had a gold watch, and he said, and give this to I have one brother living, to my brother Jonathan. So from that, I just typed everything down, and it became a 1-page. And I thought, wow. So once this is 2012, he passes in 2018. So I take some of this information. I'm able to contact the insurance person, call Mike, call Frank. They come out to the house and help me take care of what I needed to take care of. And then my mother passes in 2020, right at the beginning of COVID. So then now I have I have the rest of the estate that has to be settled. My mother's information. And good thing he already had a will and he had a trust. He named myself as the executor and one of my younger sisters, Carolyn, as the executor. So they're both of us, but we could work independent. So since I'm the oldest, I just took on all of the chores that had to be done, took care of them. But I was able to go back to that document, check, check, check. And so that's where I got the idea in the book. It's called a 1-page will. But when my husband and I sat down just to start filling out our information, it became longer. So it is longer. In the book is actually 11 pages where you sort of collect your information. But just that, I thought, you know what, having this information organized in a document can be very helpful to people. Some people don't want to deal with it, so you can just fill it out and set it aside.
Yes,
you don't have to look at it. But that's that 1-page will. The idea of where there's a will, there's a way. It came from just working with my father back in 2012.
I'm so happy he had the insight.
Yes.
You know, that's only of God, because it's been my experience that Black men don't want to talk about, oh, my wife will take care of it, you know. And so for him,
he never talked about it until 2012. So I don't know what happened. We knew that the will and the trust was in the drawer. I don't know, but I'm glad that he did too as well. Just had me sit down. So he never discussed totals or balances or whatever, but this is what you need. These are the people that you need to contact. And it just everything.
Right.
So, because
that's so much helpful.
You're grieving, you're sad as you can be, and then not to have things in order, just to have things in order made the grieving process easier. At that point, I could just take care of business. And then once the business was settled, then I had time if I'm gonna break down, I broke down after he passed. But I was able to take care of the business at hand. Yes.
Yeah. Handling the business. I heard Brother Curtis say that he didn't really have time, or he didn't take the time to grieve. And now you're even confirming that as long as you're handling the business, you don't fall apart. You're just handling your business, and
you're just going along. Yeah.
You're right.
Afterwards, to Curtis's, after I got the business taken care of, I did go into counseling because I felt myself depressed or sad, and I went into counseling. Called my doctor, said I need to talk to somebody, and got me a few sessions with a therapist, and then I was able to, just sort of level out. Yeah.
Speaking of Curtis, we're gonna bring him back in so the two of you can chat. Okay. I know he's in his car, but we have questions that are coming in for both of you.
Okay. Great.
So, Brother Curtis, let me get this question to you. How the person that sent the message, I'm really trying to translate it, but they said, how do you recover from losing your daughter?
You don't. Yeah. If I could say that, it's unnatural feeling. I think I heard a saying that it's not natural. Usually the kid outlived the parent. So it's just an unnatural feeling I got and everything. And I tell you, I go through work sometime, and as soon as I walk out the door, I'm like 10 paces from my car, and I just break down crying. Sometimes it's just and it's the hardest thing. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. It's the hardest thing in the world, because your life revolves around your children. you want your kids to have better than what you had, and that was my whole life. So now that's taken away from me, right? So it's like my whole outlook is like I pretty much don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, but I do know I'm gonna finish this this job, and I will grieve when I retire. And I was listening to her, and I do need counseling. That's something I'm looking into. I want to go sit at a counselor. A couple ones I found, it's like video. I kind of think I want to sit down to somebody, but I think counseling is something that would be my next step.
Curtis, my brother lost his only son, and he joined a group. It's called Companions on a Journey, and it's for parents who have lost children. So you might want to look them up as well. They meet to support each other and help each other get through. CompanionsOnAJourney.com.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's something I would look into. Somebody else told me something about a group too, like that, about people, the people that lost them. Maybe that's something I could get into and check it out. I do definitely need counseling though, and everything, because I could tell you this, since I lost my daughter, I get the most terrible migraines. I went and seen the doctor, took an MRI. Nothing wrong. It's just stress. So counseling, it will be my next thing and everything.
I cannot imagine. I cannot. I cannot imagine sitting down.
The answer to the question is you don't get over it, but I recommend counseling, even though I ain't did it yet. I do recommend it.
Marshall, thank you so much. CompanionsOnAJourney.com. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Thank you. Marshall, tell us what encouraged you to take what your father gave you, the one-page will, and develop it into the book, because your book is incredible. It goes through so many facets of preparation and healing. So what encouraged you to write this book?
Well, like I said, I am a teacher, so I have, I was a special ed high school teacher. So that brought me in contact with parents who had special needs children. And I worked in a high school that were eventually going to become special needs adults. So I know how people don't want to deal with just being in special ed. They didn't want to deal with the hard conversations. So I thought, and another thing, I have gone to an attorney. I have a will. I have a trust. You sit there and you listen, but you don't really get it all. So I thought this book is good. Even if you already have the will and the trust, who really knows what a power of attorney is? When my father got sick in 2018, I had to have the chaplain in the hospital help us get a power of attorney. With the power of attorney, and I had another friend, her father was sick. I got power of attorney. A power of attorney lasts while the person is living. So we think power of attorney is all you need. That helps you take care of their business, take care of their bills, go with them to the doctor while they are alive. But when they are gone, then you need more than power of attorney. Okay, there's a durable power of attorney. So I just thought, why don't I just take my time, define some of the terms that we're familiar with: power of attorney, beneficiary. We all heard of the probate court. So the book is designed to help us prevent going into probate court if we take care of our business up front. So I just thought, and I just started by just sort of defining some terms that we hear. We all watch the court shows, but we know about taxes, Social Security. Well, how does that relate to someone passing? We've heard the situations where people have kept getting their parents' Social Security years and years after they've deceased. That's illegal. Anyway, I just thought I would sit down and I use that one-page will just to help me get through the process. And then I thought I'd start just sitting down, defining some of the terms. And as I start defining some of the terms, I thought it'd be good to have some scenarios to go with the terms, like beneficiaries. So most people, if you have a life insurance policy, you should have a beneficiary. So the first beneficiary you put on there could be your spouse or your daughter. Primary. If something would happen to that person, well, you need a backup beneficiary, a contingent beneficiary. And then you can decide, well, there were 6 children in my family. So whatever they were going to leave us should be divided by 6.
Right. Always. Right.
So one brother passed. So now it's not going to be divided by 5. No, whoever his children are, then it gets divided by them. He had 3 children. So his portion got divided by his 3 children.
Wow.
So that's just some general conversations, terms we know, and just needed to be explained, I thought, a little bit closer. So that's beneficiary, primary, contingent, and then how you want to divvy up what your assets are. So we know that's what the will is good for. It sort of says what you want to happen. It's your last will and testament. This is what we've seen on TV. They come in and they read the will.
Yes.
So this is one part, and the trust is a whole nother part. I don't want to get into all the technicalities of it. But anyway, just to define the terms, they are legal terms, and I just sort of try to write it out from the heart of a teacher. So he just said all this stuff. It just went out in my head. I didn't quite understand it. So I thought, you know what, make it as simple as define the term. And I didn't get into a lot of detail, but I gave you some definitions of what the words are. My book has scenarios, and then I give you a situation. Some people are married and they have a spouse, they have children. Some people are single. Some people, and they have relatives. Some people are single, they don't have anybody. So then what happens to what you have? And everybody has something they want to leave. So sometimes you have children, you have pets. And the other day somebody says, what about the plants? So my girlfriend has enough plants to she needs to have them among everybody in the apartment building. You know what I mean? So we all have something that is special to them. But that was one thing. And the one thing I tried to reiterate throughout the book was, even if you have it, you have to keep your things up to date.
Yes.
So that's the time. So okay, so you've been married before. Now you're remarried. Is the first wife's name still on our life insurance, or the first? Sometimes a gentleman will die, and the first wife will get the insurance because her name is still on the policy. So the beneficiary is more powerful than people imagine. So that's why we have to keep things up to date. Or you got the second wife and a new set of kids. The first wife thinks she's getting, and everything's been changed, and the old kids don't get it, but the new set of kids get something. So that's why I try to reiterate throughout the book, and Evangelist Queen Bee has read it, so she knows that our scenarios to help you walk through the most important topics. The most important topics. So beneficiary is one, and then another one. You need it from the time you're 18, the time you get ready to leave home, until you're 92, till you die. So some people don't realize it. You can be in a car wreck. You can be in a hospital, emergency contact. Who do they contact? Who do they call? I had the other day, he got dropped off. His friends dropped him off at the hospital. No ID on him. He came in as a John Doe. They were just able to do facial recognition, and he happened to be a student at the university, so they could find out who he was. But still, even that young, you need to have something like, what happens to me if I go away, if I'm in a skiing trip or car wreck? How do I want to be treated in the hospital? Do I want to be resuscitated? Those are called living wills. And so I just try to break down all of that as, I won't say as simple, but as easily as I can, because it's something you'll still have to go back to revisit. There's some chapters that go back.
I have to get that book.
Rochelle, it was a joy for our team to produce your audiobook, because every time I'd send it, over to be edited or looked at, after I narrated it, the folks were like, well, what does this mean? And do you have to have both the will and the trust? And I'm like, don't ask me. We're going to ask the author. And I know I owe you a phone call, but I want to give you kudos on adding your reviews to your book.
Okay, thank you.
That was very important. So I want
Yeah.
to play that video right now, just to give our audience an idea of your reviews. Reviews. Where there is a will, there is a way has so much information in it that everyone needs to purchase one now. Linda Weaver. Where there is a will, there is a way was an excellent read and very informative. The book put a lot of things in perspective regarding preparation during life and after death that I honestly never thought of. Would highly recommend everyone to read. Avery Murray Jr. This estate planning workbook has been transformative for my spouse and me. Its practical approach made discussing sensitive topics like guardianship and beneficiaries approachable. We appreciate the clear guidance and relatable scenarios which allowed us to get our affairs in order. It's a must-read for anyone at any stage of life. My husband and I really appreciate it. Kiera Henderson. Where there is a will, there is a way provided clear and concise information regarding a wide range of issues from financial planning to end-of-life preparation that we or our family and friends will have to face at some point. I read it in its entirety in one day. I plan to go back over some of the chapters. The scenarios were so well illustrated and gave it a nice touch. I was deeply moved by the transparency of the author, revealing first-hand experiences that she and her siblings encountered while settling the estate of their parents. Purchase the book for yourself and those you care about. Phyllis T. Mitchell. Where there is a will, there is a way, written and compiled by Marshall G. Short, is about to make estate planning easy. I love that. She put her reviews. Avalon, come in here. She got
Yes.
reviews and put them in her book. We need to do that.
Yes. I know. You know, one thing I wanted to say about that, because she does deal with the end of life, like if
Yes.
people, things that people, I don't know, it might be in her book, but what a lot of people don't know about the life insurance,
Oh, yeah.
when it's like, if you're not going to put your significant other or whoever it is in your family or whatever in hospice and gonna, you
Right,
know, you can't take care of them any longer and put them in the nursing home,
right.
you should do a funeral arrangement before you do that. I
Wow.
Yes,
Marshall, I'm going to bring you back in.
yeah, a social
Go ahead,
worker that
Evelyn.
I was a social worker that I was working with pulled me to the side and told me, you know, they don't really tell you about this, but because she knew my mother was going to have to go into the nursing home, even though she was there for like 5 or 6 years. But she said, before you do that, go and arrange your mother's funeral, because the
Mm,
nursing home will take the life insurance. So she said, go to the funeral home and get an irreversible life insurance, because that means everything's already in place. The nursing home can't take that because they will take it as an asset. She said they don't tell people that. They won't tell you that. She said, but I'm just telling you this because, you know, I know you and I know you've been taking care of your mother a long time. She said, go
mhm.
and arrange her funeral now. So when the nursing home asked me for her life insurance, they had the funeral home had already written the irreversible letter, and they couldn't touch it.
Okay, so now I wrote it as a teacher, not as a lawyer. So I didn't get
Mhm.
specific on those kind of things. I just
Okay.
discussed life insurance, the 3 different forms of it. So, but I will say, Avalon, that you are correct. That's the way it was in Ohio. So taking care of my grandmother's estate before she could get any assistance, and I don't know how she thought of it. She just made me take all her money and put it in my account. I had to pay interest
Okay. Yeah.
on it every tax season. And then she gave the insurance policy to the undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
The undertaker owned the insurance policy. And so then that's when she was free to get, if she needed what they call health assistance, somebody to come to the house to help her
Right.
her meal. And also she was able to go to the nursing home because
Yeah.
you have to have assets. So I didn't want to get
Yeah.
specific because I want the book to sell all around the United States, and those kind
Right.
of different state by state. But you are right. Yes, that is true. So Avalon is giving you correct information. At least that was what happened in Ohio.
Yeah. And I never could understand that though. If they take the life insurance, how do you bury the person? Pay to bury the person?
Family has to come up with the money.
Yeah.
Because you have to show that you have no assets. And so
right.
That's why I only can give a little information, but yes,
Right.
We do need to at least be talking about it. We don't want to talk about it. I've met so many people who I don't want to talk about it. They almost as if we talk about it, we're going to die. We are going to die. We are. We all are going to die. So to help us be better prepared, it's easier on the family. Like I said, tons and tons of people, nothing. You have nothing. Now they got this GoFundMe. So now the young people GoFundMe online to help collect money for their family. Back in the day, we had the church and we relied on the church, which was not right either. So yeah, so that's my book. I just prayed when I wrote the book, Lord, help it get into the hands of the people that need it the most.
And it do make sense because I know my father didn't have a lot, but he had a couple of things, but he didn't have anything written out. Right. And being that I was the main person, I had an older sister, but I was the main person taking care of him, him and my mom and all of that. It just caused a disturbance because they figured I had things that I didn't even have.
Right.
But in their mind, they're thinking because, I took care of everything, I must have everything.
Right. So, yeah, we can get an attitude so quickly with each other. So I am fortunate though that my brothers and sisters, I was like the sister mom, the oldest sister. So the sister mom, I helped raise me, help raise them along with the parents. So we were able to work together, but not every family can do that. So the more that's in writing, and I've been trying to tell people, go ahead and talk about it. We got to talk about it. My grandmother told me one thing. She said, people who are we are so private, going to keep everything to ourselves.
Yeah.
She said, Marshall, the people that really have business, they have people that help them with their business. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah. They got a nanny, they got a babysitter, they got a lawn person, they got a banker, they got a broker, they got somebody is helping them with their business. So we don't really have that much business. And even if we don't, we need to have somebody that we can trust and somebody that we can depend on. So there's even a chapter in here on passwords. So families didn't have passwords. We got passwords. And so some people, they laugh and say, if he died, I'm just going to put the phone in front of him to get the phone to open up.
Oh, no.
The phone's not going to open up if I'm deceased. But somebody needs to know how to access your passwords. You got passwords for everything. I got passwords for Y2K. So you are back in 2000. So yeah, I got some of those passwords for certain things. So, but we do need to have somebody that we can communicate with. So it's got to have to be a good friend, one person in the family, or 2 people you can depend on. But it can't just all be private, or else, because when you die, everything is laid out there, and some you will be able to access it. I had one friend. He's married. His wife took care of everything. She passed in 2016. Apple would not let them into the phone. They would not let them into the Mac computer. So she's been taking care of everything. And you got bills. Some bills come this day. Back in the old days, my daddy had, when he settled everything, 5 bills. Well, we got that many streaming channels.
That's for sure.
Prime. You got that many streaming channels. So somebody needs to know how to access your bills. And probably when you were selling your parents' estate, they didn't have as many bills as we have now. Or things that come. Some things come out on the 5th. Some comes out. Some comes, and then you got some things you subscribe to. You forget you have subscribed to them. I'm sure. Oh my goodness. So then that needs to all need to be laid out somewhere so that if you can just be sick, we don't have to die. We can be sick in the hospital
Mhm.
and take care of our own business. So we have to, it's going to have to be somebody that we can trust.
You're
So
right.
in the very back of this book is where it's called the one-page will, but this is where you sort of collect your documents. The first page of this worksheet is C. You collect
Oh,
vital statistics. This even's like
okay.
what county you were born in, who your parents were, your highest grade of school completed. Everything is on here except the cause of death. But that information is important. You knew your parents, you were taking care of your parents. But everybody know. Some people don't know anything, and some people don't want to. But we all need to. We need to just. We need to grow up. We need to grow up and start taking care of business. Right. So. If you have children, information about your children, you can be in a car. I was in a car wreck on May the 1st. I was driving, not even 30 miles. I just proceeded on the green light. Somebody was still taking a red light, T-boned me, flipped me around. So just what I'm saying is it can just be like that. Something can happen. Thank God I survived. But if I had little children, who was going to get my child from preschool? So we got to have somebody that we trust that can help. That can help us. People, having somebody you can trust is just someone that can help you when you need some help. So anyway, you collect all that information. Your passwords go here. If you already have a living will, the hospital asks you that. Where's your living will at? When was it updated? If you have a will, if you have a trust, that information goes here. Sometimes they want to know what county is filed in. So I moved from Ohio to Florida, and I realized, you know what? My will and trust is back in Ohio. So I had to get my documents updated to relate to Florida's altogether different. So that had to be taken care of. So that information is here. You can have who your beneficiaries on your life insurance policy. It's not a matter of how much it is, but you still want to have it designated.
Yes.
And if you have a will, is the same person on the will that's on the bank statement. Sometimes we forget that those two things don't match. So if your beneficiaries on your bank is different than your will, the bank trumps. So if the bank has got that old spouse on there, they get the money and not the new spouse or not the children. So that's why I was trying to reiterate over and over, so I'm sure there's something that's going to lag behind, even in me. I got so much stuff, but it's something they're going to have to come in and find out. And that was the one thing that was good with my father. We took care of all we could take care of. And when there was a question, I called the attorney. We got something simple like it's called TOD, transfer on death. We forgot to transfer the title of the car. So then that has to be, so I had to get a lawyer to transfer the titles of the car.
Wow.
2 old cars. It cost me $1,600. But what happened was we were busy. The father died, and we were busy taking care of the mother, and we just forgot to transfer the titles. But here in Florida, it's not that difficult. You need a death certificate, and you can transfer the titles of the car. So some things you're going to slip, you're going to forget. But overall, just having a plan is better to have a plan than not to have one.
Sure is better to have a plan.
Talk to the people. I have one person. If the oldest child is not the executor, let them know, because the oldest child might just think they're the executor because they're the oldest child. You have 4 children. Some are more responsible than others. Some got jokes. Some got games. Well, I don't want you taking care of my business when I'm gone. I want the most serious one, level-headed, the one who's going to stick with it, get started and finish. So that's the one who be my executor. Right now, it's my baby girl. She's the youngest. And then the oldest one as the second. But if you keep jokes, I'm going to move him off and get another responsible person. So, but they already know ahead. So they don't have to know who's the executor or who's supposed to. Yeah.
Amen. Okay, I'm gonna put you backstage. Hopefully you can stay with us, because we're going to be bringing in Dahlia in just a minute. But oh my goodness, so many things to think about. So many things.
Yeah, I have to get that book just to, even though I don't have a lot. I don't know. I guess I have a whole different thought. Like, you have people say, okay, I'm trying to put this on the side for my grands, and I'm doing this. Me, I'm trying to use everything on myself that I can. I'm not trying to leave a lot for grands and all that. That's why I've taught the children so that they can teach their children. But I know, like she says, might be something that I have to the car or something like that. But I'm not trying to leave a lot behind.
I tell you,
Cremate me, first of all. My children already know they already know cremate me.
Me too. Find an old shoebox to
Yeah.
put me in or something. Because when your when your family is split, you got family in Michigan
Yeah.
and Florida and Ohio. Ain't nobody gonna come
Yeah.
visit your grave somewhere
Right.
where you were. So it makes a big difference. Listen, got a couple of things that I want you guys to know about. So we'll be back with more of Books and Besties. Don't go anywhere, but we'll be back in just a minute. After a devastating diagnosis of prostate cancer, Michael Scott Sr. weathered a storm of adversity. The grueling treatments, the heartbreak of his father, sister, and brother's death, the weight of personal loss. But through it all, he discovered an unexpected resilience and a determination to fight, not just for his life, but for a greater purpose. Still Standing is his inspiring story of resilience and hope, a raw and honest exploration of pain and redemption. With vulnerability, the transformative power of faith and family and courage, Michael shares up the doubts and fears that once held him back. And the hard work wins the victories that propel him forward, thanks to his family. Still Standing by Michael D. Scott Sr. Available on Amazon.com and www.dfcmarket.com. Living with anxiety and depression can feel like you're drowning. Come join a tribe that will help you press through parenthood and life. maternalmattersfavored.org, mmfavored.org. Mommy, why do I have a cold? Written by Avalon, Soulette Brown. Dedications. This book is dedicated to all of my grandchildren. You are always coming to hug and kiss Nana, especially when you have runny noses, sneeze, or cough. Nana loves you. Let's work together to keep the germ population down.
Mommy, where do colds come from? Why do I have one?
Mommy, why do I have a cold? Written by Avalon Soulette Brown. Narrated by Sonia B., Sandra B., produced for audiobook by Angie BEE Productions, and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Angie. I tell you what, that was a fun book to narrate with Sandra B. Why do I have a cold? She had all sorts of questions, and I didn't want to discourage her from asking the questions, but I wanted to meet the deadline. We had promised Avalon we have it ready at a certain time. So it is great to hear her voice on that book, because it was very, very sincere, I tell you. All right, Avalon, I want you to come in and tell us about Dahlia. Dahlia is with us now, and we want to hear about her project, and then we'll be bringing Marshall back in before the end of the show. So tell us about Dahlia.
Okay, Dahlia is an author and a nature photographer who explores the quiet ways of nature, restores balance in a busy world. Her debut book, The Quiet Cure: How Nature Restores What Life Takes Away, invites readers to slow down, reconnect with their presence, and rediscover the calm that lies hidden in everyday moments. Blending poetic reflection with practical mindfulness, Dahlia writes and photographs the and celebrate the healing power of stillness and the beauty found in small and overlooked places. Her follow-up book, The Gentle Turning: Finding Calm and Renewal in Life's Transition, continues this journey, offers comfort and perspective for anyone navigating change. Based in Florida, Dahlia draws inspiration from her natural world and her own experience leading complex technology projects, finding harmony between structure and creativity. Through her words and images, she reminds us that healing often begins with noticing. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Dahlia, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi.
We need you to adjust your camera, pull it down a little bit so the words aren't all on your face. Little bit more, just a little bit more.
There we go.
All right.
I hate being on camera.
Well, thank you for taking time to be with us today.
Thank you for having me. Seriously, thank you for having me.
Oh, good. Tell us about that beautiful image behind you.
Oh, it's these two herons. I take a lot of walks in the Everglades and around actually all of Florida, mainly South Florida, but even a little bit north. And I came upon these birds just flying crazily, and I just captured it, and it was just a moment in time. It's all the things that I like to do. It's just capturing that moment in time and actually taking it in.
Now, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. What city are you in?
Oh, I'm actually now in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, good for you.
Jacksonville. Yes.
Good for you. And I know Marshall is in Florida. When we bring her back in, we'll get a chance. It's an all Florida show today.
Just wild Floridians, what can we say, right?
Yeah. Tell us about your project.
It's my first book. It's called The Quiet Cure. It's a love note to nature, and is what I call it. It's basically a love note to nature. This year has been traumatic. It started really in 2016 when my mom passed. That was too much for me, and I needed something to escape. You know, you go to counselors and they yap at you, and you can talk to people, and it just depresses you more, and I couldn't escape. And I found by just going to the park in the morning and walking just helped me breathe. I mean, it didn't solve my issues. It didn't create a solution, but it just helped me breathe again and say, "Oh my God, I can breathe." And it made me laugh. I mean, I had a goose chase me. It was just, you know, so it's just like, so it brought laughter back into my life. And then this year, after 20 years at a company, I was let go. And basically my whole department. So it wasn't personal, but it felt so personal and so devastating. And yeah, you just kind of like shut down.
Right.
And I had a trip because I had to go back home to Egypt, and I sidetracked and I went to the deserts, and I just sat there under the sky, and again nature brought me a way to breathe again, and I wanted to
Definitely.
share that with other people.
And that's in your book.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Back home to Egypt.
Egypt.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes. And so, what do you think readers will get out of reading your book? Do you think, go ahead.
It was kind of funny. I wasn't doing it for anyone else but me. It was really, really, this is selfish. But then it was amazing because people did read it. People have been buying it, and I've had some really, I didn't realize, I've had some feedback, and then even on Goodreads they even actually gave me some reviews, and it feels like they realize I wasn't the only one.
Right.
I was reminding people we belong to the earth. We need to come back to nature.
Right.
We need
Right.
to get off our phones. our
Right.
our constant, we need to just take a breath. We've
Right.
forgotten
Yes.
how to breathe, is what it
Mhm.
is. We really have.
Yeah. 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 I was talking to someone once, and their comment was the same as yours. We have to get off of electronics and get back out to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
it's it's not even, and then you don't have to like do like a crazy trip, and that's basically what my book's telling you. You don't have to, climb the Everglades, climb the mountains, climb, Mount Everest, do crazy stunts, run away to the desert like I did. Just going to your balcony, going to
Mm.
Yes.
your neighborhood park,
Mhm.
sitting on a bench and watching people go by. Just simple little things. Growing a plant in your house.
Mhm.
They've come up with so many things. As I
Mhm.
was researching, I saw there's so many plants that actually refix you inside and out. And that's what I'm trying to remind people, or I remind myself, and ironically, I reminded others to do the same. And it was kind of cool that others were learning to do that too.
Yeah, it's true. Because sometimes I would do that. Just go sit outside on the porch and just watching the cars go by. You can your mind just get clear. You do. Just simply sometime opening the shades early in the morning when that sun is coming in. I see that. So have when people respond to you about your book, has any of them felt like it helped them heal or it takes them to another place? Have you had those type of responses?
I did, and it just brought my heart so it just, I couldn't believe it, because it brought people so much peace. They told me it brought them, they said, one person said, I feel like she's talking to me, not yelling at me, not ceremonizing, not, not preaching. I wasn't preaching. I was basically one-on-one talking to my soul, someone said. It was really cool. So yeah.
Have you already always been a nature person, or how did you get into this?
The I've always loved like certain things about nature, flowers, scenery, animals. But the pandemic actually is what did it to me. I
Mm,
I was going crazy because I was working from home, and I couldn't, you can't see anyone, you couldn't talk to anyone, anything. So I ended up, I, I, I joined a nature photography group, and they would take us to these places I did not know existed in Florida. Near Gainesville, there's this place called La Chula. There's the Orlando wetlands. There's um, Haynes Prairie. Did you know we have buffalo in Florida? A wild buffalo. I'm like, whoa, okay. We even have bears. I just found it. So yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah, and then we go to like the Everglades, and gators sing. Did you know that gators sing? They sound like wild lions. It can shake the ground, and they have that vocal cord coming up, and it's just after that, it's just I was just captivated. I'm totally captivated by nature.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We're
Yeah.
going to bring Marshall Short in case she has any questions. And then author Jacqueline will be joining us in just a little bit. So, Marshall, we'd like to introduce you to Dahlia. Dahlia, we'd like to introduce you to Marshall.
Hi, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Marcia. And you're right. People are afraid to talk about death, and it's sad because they're not prepared. I make sure that I'm prepared with my kids all the time, and I do have a living will and a living trust because of that. Yes. That was the best thing my mother ever did for us, is that she had us prepared. We hated when she talked about death and her dying, but when she died, we were actually ready. We actually knew what to do because she prepared us. So yeah,
Beautiful.
thank you for writing that and telling people that.
Beautiful, beautiful,
You
beautiful.
see, I feel like I'm hiding behind.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Now we can see.
Sometimes you just have to tilt your camera down a little bit. And
Short, and there's no hope.
oh, we are so grateful that you're with us. So grateful, so grateful. Marshall, we have a question for you. And it comes from a young lady that I know. And she says, do you have to have a will and a trust, or one or the other? Which do you?
A will just says what you want to happen after you are no longer here. So it depends on how many assets you have, whether you need to have a trust or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier though if you have a trust. The will sometimes has to go through courts, but if you have a living trust, you don't have to do the courts. You can bypass and get stuff done. That
That's
helps a lot. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
that's very
Nice.
important. Yeah.
All right. I hope we answered the viewers' questions. I'm going to put you ladies backstage for just a couple minutes so we can introduce Jacqueline. Oh, my word. Welcome to the show. I know we didn't do your introduction, but I
she
just
only gave us a little bit.
okay. Go ahead and tell us about
She
her.
only told us that, Jacqueline's an author behind Whispers Across the Waves, a steamy snatching romance tangled in secrets that will leave writers breathless. Her storytelling pulls you in, shakes you up, and refuses to let go. So,
Wow. I am breathless just looking at that image behind you. He just looks delicious.
that's the image of the book. Ah,
Beautiful.
How y'all
Welcome to
doing?
Books and Besties. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I am nervous. This is my first podcast, y'all.
don't worry. We're friendly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you
Yeah,
write
they
this
do.
book, Jacqueline? Tell us why you wrote the book.
I started in 2003. It was actually called The Island Man. I was always fascinated in going out of the country, meeting men that was like had different accents, handsome, and I thought I would fall in love and just be washed away. So I started in 2003. I put it down after I got married, and then life started lifing. I picked it back up 2 years ago and just started finishing my book. I changed the whole concept of it. Since I started traveling, I put myself into that character. So I'm single, but I do believe love is out there. Even though it be a lot of secrets and trauma and all that, you have to just live through it and heal from it. So this is what made me start writing a book. I just wanted the women to know that you can go out there, find love, no matter if it's in your country, out of the country, and just put your trust out there. But make sure you learn that person and get to know them.
I want to put your contact information up on the screen. How should people reach you? Is there a website or an email address that you'd like them to use?
Yeah, everything is author Jacqueline Cole, and it's spelled just JACQUELYN. Even my Patreon, all that is at author Jacqueline Cole.
AuthorJacquelineCole.com. Okay, got it up on the screen for you. Got it up.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Avalon. I see you grinning. You got a question. Go ahead, girl.
Because you
Go
know
ahead.
what I thought about. So the title Whispers Across the Waves. So does this have to do with a romance in another country?
Yes, it's a romance out of Jamaica. A lady named Hazel, she traveled solo to Jamaica just to be going for a nice trip. She was there about 3 weeks. And as soon as she got off the boat, she met the guy named Akil. Instantly, she was attracted to him. He was attracted to her. And then they got to know each other within her 3 weeks. And it went from there. They fell in love quickly. She decided to bring him home to meet her family, not on this trip, but later on after they got to know each other, she went home and came back. But she took him home to meet her family. They all loved him until her brother walks into the house and realized he know Akil. Because they've been traveling to Jamaica all their life, so Jamaica is like home to them. So her brother did realize that he know Akil, and all hell broke loose at this dinner table.
All the secrets started coming out, huh?
Secrets start coming out, and then later on that evening, her mom realized he looked familiar. So she was asking him about his family, like wanting to get more in depth in who he was, because he looked for his father was someone she met when she went on a solo trip. Her mom.
Wow.
So that's how she was like, "Who is your father?" Because he looked so familiar. So she had a secret fling a long time ago, and it was with his dad. So that's the I am giving out the plots.
Yes.
So the brother knew him.
Woo!
The mom knew his family. And it went from there, and that was the end of Akil, but not the end of Hazel's story.
Wow.
Girl,
yes, that's
that sounds like a
intriguing.
good book. Yeah.
The romance, though, at the beginning is so sweet. It's something that we would be scared to do, like go places that he took her. We would be scared to do that because of all the trafficking and, But she let loose. She was all in the wilderness with him, all in the waterfall with him. Everywhere she went, she was not scared. She just let loose. That's how in love she was with him. So yeah,
Whispers Across the Waves.
there's a lot of nice hot romance at the beginning. It's just the ending that took off to a whole nother turn nobody expected.
Wonderful.
Isn't it?
But that's where the roots and all that come in, because it's all tangled up in a bunch of drama and family secrets and everything.
Wow.
Nice.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes.
Good. And this is my first novel.
Stock and stubber.
But it's hot and heavy at the beginning. Y'all got to just go ahead and read it. Don't be mad I ain't put no trigger warnings in it, because it's a lot of stuff in this little book.
I want to give you kudos on finishing the book, because I talk to people all the time that say, well, I started it and put it down and I don't know, or people that say, I think I got a story in there, I should write it. So congratulations on finishing it.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how long it took, that you finished it, and that's good.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Where can people find your book?
I am on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, I'm in Walmart, Ingram Sparks, anywhere online. If they type in my title and my name, my book is everywhere.
Okay.
Even in Target, it's everywhere. And also, like, I had signed copies. I might get some more in. They'll be able to find that. Like on TikTok, I have my books on there as well.
Good. Good. Well, we want to introduce you to our two previous authors. Jacqueline, this is Marshall G. Short, and then we have Dahlia.
Nice to
So,
meet you too.
Good to meet you.
mm-hmm.
That book
Dahlia,
cover is beautiful.
yes, book cover is beautiful.
Thank
It
you,
is.
Nancy. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is. Dahlia, is this your first book?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. My quiet
Okay.
tour, yeah.
Welcome to the first book club. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's
We
hard.
finally
I
did it,
never
y'all.
realized how hard it is, but it's hard.
We finally did it. Put our
Yeah.
nerves aside.
Writing the book is just half the battle. Then we gotta do what we're doing
The
now.
marketing
Let
is the
people
hard
know.
part, right?
That's the
Yeah,
hard part because it's a trillion
Marketing.
writers.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we do
Writing.
this show. We want our viewers to be able to be introduced to people that they normally wouldn't have run into. Some folks aren't going to be coming to Florida, or where are you living, Jacqueline?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, walking down the street, folks wouldn't even know that Marshall wrote a powerful book about getting your affairs in order. So that's why we do this show, to introduce you to people that you would not normally meet in certain situations.
Really
Mhm.
appreciate you. I really do.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Character development. How did you decide which characters you were going to include in the book, Jacqueline?
Well, it was just mostly I was putting myself into the main character, Hazel. I put myself like how would I feel and how scared I would be to go out and just take my life and put it in this man's hands and be in this other country. I go out of the country all the time. So I would go there, and every time I go to Jamaica, I sit back and start writing. I would put myself in her character, like I was her. So that's how I put her. Then the kill was just fine dreadlock roster. I just threw them in there. So I would put myself in her care. Every time I go to Jamaica, I feel like I was in this book. So that's how I started finishing my book. I constantly went to Jamaica, stay about 3 weeks, 2 and 3 weeks.
Wow.
I like that, an excuse to head to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes, it should have stayed in Jamaica, really. It should have stayed in Jamaica. I even took their plants. I took some snippets, so when I write this book, I keep my plants because this all came from Jamaica.
See what I mean? Plans
Yes.
inside.
Yes.
Yes.
Candles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got some viewers that we want to give a shout out to. Thank you, author Shantae Lennon. Thank you for joining us today. And best-selling author Joanne B. Lewis. Thank you for being here with us today. And Sonia Bennett. Thank you so much. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to come and join us today. So thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm thrilled about everything that we've been able to share today. And but someone has a question and I don't know who can answer it. So I'm just going to put it out there for all three of y'all. Okay. How do you include your book into your last will and testament? Or how do you include the proceeds of your book to your heirs? How do you pass it down? Anybody got answers for it?
Go ahead.
I already did a trust fund for my daughter. So I made sure I added all my royalties, bank statements, my bank account, everything would go to her. So I added her on the bank and I have a trust.
Yep.
Already done.
Yeah. The living trust.
Yes.
You can play around and add to it, no problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Added to my children too. Yeah.
I did that immediately.
And I was saying I have a section in the book, and it's titled "Business Interest," and so that's where you can, in the part of that one part of the will document that you gather all your information, it's a section where you can put your business interest in there. So that's the one thing I have not done yet, but I did add my daughter to my to the bank account where the book proceeds go. Yes.
Yeah, sound like that's something I should do since I have quite a few books.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, my daughter actually wrote chapter 18, the chapter where your legacies begins with a spending plan.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I thought of all my children that she should get the proceeds from the book. So she wrote that. But I do have two sisters that help me with the shipping and handling. Right now I'm shipping and handling myself. I have not signed up with Amazon yet. So then I need to add those two so they can get some kind of proceeds. I have not decided just how much. So, but yeah,
Okay.
my daughter should be the one that does. Yeah. So it's just
Okay.
another part of your will or a part of your. She said you have a trust. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then the next question is, how do you get your family members to buy the book from you? They always want you to give it to them, but how do you get them to buy your book?
I'll let one of y'all go.
I just a book signing. I invited my family there. I share with them my website where they can just give me a call. So I have not given the books to them. I just I've shared it out there with everybody else. So even the ones who work for me, I haven't given them a book. But sometimes you can't just rely on your family, and that's the part that we know. You have friends and family who will buy it at first. Then we have to make sure we just get out there and start marketing it. So that's the price of finding out.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
I have. Yeah, yeah.
You know, I guess you could, if they sold so many, give them a book. Like if they were one of your marketing people. So I do have a sister that works in the beauty shop. So she's been selling. Her customers have been buying. They've been buying multiple copies because they've been buying it for themselves and then with it for their siblings or family members. I still haven't just given her a book. Yeah, so you can use them as one of your salespersons, and then after that, don't rely on the family. Just sell the book to whoever else needs to receive it. Yeah, just sell it because we know how family is. Don't you know it's personal? Just sell it to somebody else, and one of their friends says, "Oh, that book Jacqueline wrote was amazing."
Yeah,
they can come get one. Yeah, and you can sell it to them at wholesale or something.
Yeah. I like to tell our clients, because Angie BEE Productions is my agency and we produce audiobooks. And I like to tell people that, once you have your audiobook, you can continue to sell it to people or give it away, but you don't want to give away your soft cover book, because that costs money. And then you have to replace that book. But as long as you've got your audiobook, you can always email it to somebody and get their opinion. And I've talked to a lot of people, about half a dozen people that have said once the person listened to the audiobook, they came back and purchased the soft cover book. So that makes a big difference. But yeah, let's not, how does the scripture go? Don't throw our pearls to swine, because they're not going to read it. I hate to call family swine, but they're not going to read it. It's just going to stay on the shelf. So when their friends come out, they can say, my daughter Jacqueline wrote a book. My sister Marshall wrote a book. Dahlia wrote a book. And then some ask about what's it about. Oh, I don't know. I just know.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't have no issues like far as family. They did purchase a book. They didn't ask for no free copy, because they know we all suffering and we all need to make our coins. But I wanted the book to be read, not just purchased for support. I want it read. So that's my main thing. You don't have to get it just to support me. I just want you to read this book. So that's my main thing. I wanted it read. I wanted that more than just buying it just to support me and put it on the shelf.
Good for you. Good for you.
I feel the same way, but I know some people have bought it and they have not used it yet. So they won't read mine until they need it or until it's too late. Until it's already
Yours is, everybody need to read that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Avalon, did you have any final questions for our guests today?
No, they've told me just about everything I needed to know.
Ladies, do you have questions for each other or for Avalon and I?
I'd like to know about the audio, because that's like my next thing. I've been getting harassed by, certain family members who don't like to read. How do you get your book into audio? Dahlia, get your book to audio. I want to hear it. I don't want to read it. So
well, Avalon has some information she can send to you after the show is over.
Yeah.
We'd love to work with you to get your audiobook produced. Yeah.
Yes, and Angie is an excellent narrator. She has narrated several of my audiobooks.
Oh.
She does have a great voice, so yeah,
Yes.
that's good. Hey, that's
Yeah, read
important.
my
I'm
book.
serious. Have you done some
God
of
is
those
good.
movie things for your books, and you try to? It sounds horrible.
Yeah, yeah. And I learned so much narrating Marcelle's book. There are 3 or 4 people that I was like, okay, I'm gonna send you this information about this book. Go on and get it, including my father. And my father's like, oh, don't worry about it. The wife will take care of it. Daddy, no.
I think I would love to hear Angie read Jacqueline's book.
Oh
Ooh,
Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
a steamy romance. Yes.
Yes.
I need it. I need it. It sounds so much better heard than just being read.
Oh, yeah.
So lately, I say since COVID, I don't have my attention span is not as long as it used to be. So I usually buy the hardback and the audio, and I often sit with the hardback in front of me and let the audio read it. It helps me.
Yeah.
I think since I've been using that phone, you don't pay attention as long. Helps me
Mhm.
pay attention longer. So I would
Yes.
love to hear your book read by Angie, and then I'd like to be reading it at the same time.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
Thank
gonna
you.
it's
So,
gonna
but
be
I guess Angie, would you have 2 characters, or would you play? Would you play Akil and
it
Hazel?
it depends on how she wants the story. You know, sometimes you can sit down and read a story to somebody and
Right.
let their imagination,
Mhm.
enter the characters. But we have done novels where there's a male and a female, or a mother and a child. Avalon's books that we've done always included a child. So it just depends on how Jacqueline would want it portrayed, but we can do both. We can do both.
Okay. I
Yeah.
definitely need the audio. Somebody sent me a little snippet of one, but I'm like, it sounds good, but it just didn't fit the character.
Oh,
So yeah, I would
yeah.
love to hear you. You sound
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible sometimes. What you
yeah.
have in your head is not what's coming out, and it's like, oh, don't do that.
And then the
Mm,
AI apps that does it, I just can't have it because they be skipping words and messing up your whole audio, and it sound like a robot. And I was like, no, I need a real voice behind this book. This book
yeah.
Mhm.
is good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies, I am so grateful that each of you joined us today. I think we've covered all the questions that came in, but I want you to know, especially for our first time authors, that's just about everybody. I am so proud of you for stepping
Yes.
into the world of authorship. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal. I was talking to the mother of a 13-year-old today, and she said her 13-year-old wants to write a book. And so I'm thrilled to know that there are people out there that will create characters, or just let us know the facts that we need to know.
Yes.
It's an important means of communication, and I thank you for that. Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
hard, but we did it, y'all. Thank you. Now it's getting
Yes.
people to show up for you. That's the thing. I'm not even gonna worry about even people showing up for book signing. I just want my book out there and I want it read. That's it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's hard when you put out invites for book signings and maybe 10, 15 people show up and you spend like thousands of dollars on it. So it's hard, but we did it. We did it.
Wonderful
Yep. And
news.
you keep on going. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm working on part 2 right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Thank you
wonderful.
for having me on. I really appreciate it. Nervous
You
as I
well,
was. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome, dear. You're welcome. All right, to contact author Marshall G. Short, you want to go to mgshorttaxsvc.com. And Dahlia is DALIA hyphen LATIFE dot PIXPA.com. And for the benefit of our listeners that are ready to get some steamy steam in their reading, they need to go to author JacquelineCole.com.
Actually,
JAC. Oh, go
not the
ahead.
website. It's just the social media links. Because
Oh, okay.
they'll put .com and be like, oh, I can't find it.
Okay. And all your social media. Thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate you for being a guest on the show. Have a wonderful holiday season, and Avalon will be sending each of you some information within the next week or so.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been an honor meeting you all. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. And you did a fine job on camera, Dolly. I know you said you don't like being on camera, but you did a fine job.
Yes.
That's why I'm a photographer. I'm behind the lens, not in front.
You did a great job. Great job. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. The more we do this show, the more excited I get about it.
I know. We're just finding great people. Always some different information.
Yep. And Marshall said that she is in Clearwater, Florida. So, okay, we got north, middle, and south.
Wow.
Maybe time to do a Florida book tour.
A Florida book tour, right?
Man, I tell you. Thank you, Avalon. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you. I really do. And before we get out of here, we're going to hear from DFC Marketplace and a conversation with Mama. So if it is the Lord's will, we'll be back on another Saturday morning from 11 a.m. to 1 with Books and Besties. Thank you, Avalon. See you next week.
All righty. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. The following is a testimony from dfcmarket.com.
What is my name? My name is Michael Douglas Scott. I've had chronic pain for the past 15 years. As I age, I get more pains. I have degenerative arthritis. I have basically 14 different medications, and they range from sleep apnea, trazodone, to ibuprofen, to meloxicam, to gabapentin, these are pain medications, about 6 different pain medications, medications to go to sleep. And I learned about immune support through Ernest Warren. He's a real good friend of mine. Do something, and he wanted to know how it made me feel. But it made me feel like a young boy again, and it caused me to be feeling full of life, full of energy. When I took the super immune support, I saw results the second day. Several friends who really wonder what the heck's gotten into me, because I'm jumping all over the place. I catch the bus and the train. I drive my van to the train station and use the stairs. And every chance, all day I'm jumping up and down and doing push-ups, not push off the walls, jumping jacks, just full of energy. I've lost 25 pounds since December the 5th. I want to tell the world. I'll stand on the mountaintop and tell the world how good this stuff is on me. It takes care of me. My name is Michael D. Scott, and I take super immune support beta-glucan, and I think you should too.
Visit www.dfcmarket.com for more information. A conversation with Mama.
Many will come on this segment and they will come because they need to have a conversation with their mama.
Amen.
A Conversation with Mama is a series of episodes that discuss different topics that are important to you. Standing on God's Word and the Scripture as found in Proverbs 31:26. Now it's time for today's episode of A Conversation with Mama. Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.